Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. I'm excited for this one. We've got so much good stuff to dig into today.
Yeah, this one's packed.
If you're here, you're probably the kind of person who wants to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to making decisions about your future career, your education, all that.
Definitely. And that's what this deep dive is all about, right? Helping you cut through the noise and get to the insights that actually matter. We've been sifting through a ton of different resources, articles, reports, you name it.
Exactly. And it's a pretty wide range this time.
Yeah.
We've got stuff about, well, everything from celebrating World Autism Acceptance Month to the latest on apprenticeship opportunities.
Oh, and don't forget, we're also looking at things like the actual value of a degree. Does it really make a difference in the long run?
Big question, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, our mission here is to pull out the nuggets of gold, the actionable stuff that you can actually use, the opportunities you can apply for, and the insights that might just change your perspective on things.
We don't want to drown you in information overload, so we'll just hit the highlights. Ready to jump in?
Absolutely. Let's start with something super relevant right now. April is World Autism Acceptance Month. One of the big shifts happening in how we understand autism is moving away from that old idea of a simple spectrum, like low functioning to high functioning.
Yeah, that's been debunked. Right.
Totally. It's much more complex than that. It's really about understanding that autism is a combination of so many different characteristics, and they all overlap and interact in unique ways for every single person.
Makes sense. So it's not just a straight line from point A to point B.
Not at all. And if you're looking for a deeper dive into that, one of the newsletters we looked at actually mentioned a video that goes into all the nuances of that. It could be really helpful for getting a better understanding. Oh yeah, that's a good one. And the same newsletter also highlighted a guide specifically for anyone who might be interested in exploring support roles related to autism.
That's a great point. You know, this whole idea of neurodiversity is becoming increasingly important in creating a more inclusive workplace, and that naturally leads to a greater need for people with the skills to provide the right kind of support.
So for anyone out there who is looking for a career path that feels meaningful, where you can really make a difference in people's lives, that's definitely an area to explore further.
Totally agree. Okay, switching gears a bit, let's talk about alternative career paths.
Okay, love it.
There was something that caught my eye when we were going through the resources.
What was that?
Apprenticeships in theater. And this is really interesting because it's not just about learning the practical skills, the backstage stuff, the performance side of things. It's actually being seen as a really key way to address skill shortages within the theater industry as a whole.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and also to open up those opportunities to people from a wider range of backgrounds who might not have access to the more traditional routes into theater. There's a great article on thestage.co.uk that goes into a lot more detail on this.
I'll have to check that out. It's a good reminder that even industries that seem, I don't know, kind of exclusive or hard to break into are starting to see the value of apprenticeships.
Absolutely.
Okay, for all the university hopefuls out there, especially if the London School of Economics, LSE, is on your list, listen up. LSE is holding online subject taster events in May 2025 called LSE Explore.
Oh, yeah, those sound pretty cool.
They do. It's a chance to get a real taste of what it would be like to actually study there. They'll have taster lectures so you can kind of sample the academic environment, opportunities to chat with current student ambassadors and get their insights.
Those are always so valuable. I remember when I was applying to uni, talking to current students was the best way to really get a feel for the place.
Totally. And they're also offering tips on how to make your application stand out, which, let's be honest, is super helpful with how competitive it is these days. But here's the thing. The deadline to apply for these taster events is April 27th. So if you're interested, don't miss that. The newsletter includes the link you need to apply.
And speaking of LSE, they're also hosting a Black Achievement Conference on May 17th. This one is specifically for Year 12 students of Black heritage who are interested in finding out more about what LSE has to offer. It's a fantastic opportunity for those students to get really tailored information and support.
Love that. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about getting some direct career support. There's an organization called Pathway CTM that was mentioned in the newsletter, and they run monthly events connecting students directly with UK employers.
That sounds really useful.
It does, right?
Yeah.
And they've got a few coming up that sound really interesting and practical. First up, this Sunday, April 12th, they're hosting an Introduction to Web Development event.
Oh, that's a great one to start with. Web development is such a valuable skill to have, even if you don't see yourself becoming a full-on web developer.
For sure. Just understanding how the digital world works is a Huge asset in almost any field these days. Okay then, mark your calendars for Tuesday, May 6th. They've got an event called Teach the Nation to Code DevOps. Now, DevOps is kind of a buzzword, but basically it's all about automating and integrating the processes between software development and IT teams. It's about making the whole process of building and releasing software faster and more reliable. It's huge in the tech industry right now.
Yeah, definitely a hot topic. And speaking of tech, for any of you in year 10, make a note of Tuesday, May 27th. Pathway CTM is running a workshop specifically for year 10 students with AWE, the Atomic Weapons Establishment, and it's all about discovering your perfect career path in engineering.
Perfect timing for those who are starting to think about those GCSE choices. Okay, now let's talk about getting some real-world experience, even if it's in a virtual setting. Spectrus PLC, they're a big name in science and engineering, are running a virtual engineering and science work experience day on Wednesday, April 16th. This looks amazing.
Virtual work experience can be really valuable. It's such a good way to dip your toes into different industries without the pressure of, a real-life internship or something.
Totally. And with this one, you'll get to work through case studies, take a live virtual lab tour, and even interact directly with scientists and engineers.
The newsletter mentioned that having this kind of virtual work experience on your CV can be a real plus when you're applying to university.
Right. Shows initiative, that you're genuinely interested and you're willing to go beyond just your schoolwork.
Exactly. And Spectrus isn't the only one offering this kind of experience. The newsletter also mentioned The Forage, which hosts virtual programs with some pretty big-name companies.
Oh, yeah, like who?
KPMG, Citi, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, Accenture, just casually dropping some Fortune 500 companies there.
That's pretty impressive. Okay, while we're on the topic of tech, have you heard about the Google Certified Coder program?
I have, yeah. It seems like a really good resource for anyone who's interested in learning more about tech and AI.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just the technical skills. They offer career certificates, interactive webinars and events, and they really focus on helping you build those crucial employability skills.
Yeah.
The soft skills that employers are always looking for.
And getting a certification from a company like Google definitely adds some weight to your CV.
It does. Now, for those of you who prefer to take a more independent, self-guided approach to exploring career options, East Learning has put together a bunch of worksheets designed specifically for career exploration.
That's helpful because sometimes having that structure can be really useful, especially when you're just starting out and you're faced with this huge range of possibilities. It can help you break down the process into smaller, manageable steps.
It's exactly. The newsletter specifically mentioned two of these worksheets. One is called Researching an Apprenticeship, and the other one is Explore Careers. Good starting points. Okay, let's do something a little different. Let's talk about studying abroad. The newsletter gave a bit of an overview of higher education in the Czech Republic. Did you know that they have 26 public universities, 2 state-run institutions, and 44 private universities?
Wow, that's a lot of options. And in terms of how their bachelor's degrees are structured, it's pretty similar to what you'd find in the UK. Usually 3 to 4 years, and then you finish with a final state exam and you have to defend your thesis.
But the application process is different. There's no central system like UCAS. You have to apply to each university individually.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And the tuition fees for courses taught in English can vary quite a bit. For example, if you're looking at medicine or dentistry, it can be up to about £15,000 per year. But some business-related courses can be as low as £2,000. So it's worth exploring if you're looking for a different experience and potentially more affordable options.
Studying abroad can be such an amazing experience. It's not just about the academics, it's about the whole cultural immersion, the personal growth that comes with living in a different country.
Totally. The newsletter also included some helpful links to the A-Star Future Guide and to information about visa requirements for the Czech Republic. If you're at all curious, definitely check those out. Okay, coming back to the UK and circling back to apprenticeships, DHL has some pretty interesting programs across a whole range of different functions within their organization.
DHL is a huge global company, so I imagine those apprenticeships would be really well structured and provide a lot of support.
Yeah, and it's a great way to get that hands-on experience in a really dynamic industry like logistics. You can learn directly from experts in the field. The newsletter directs you to the DHL careers page, so that's where you can find all the details. Okay, back to universities for a moment. The newsletter highlighted King's College London. It's internationally renowned, very focused on both high-quality teaching and cutting-edge research. They're also big on this idea of driving positive change in society. Plus, they have a really diverse student body. over 33,000 students from more than 190 countries.
Wow, that's amazing. It's always great to see universities emphasizing that societal impact, that idea that your education isn't just about you, it's about making a positive contribution to the world.
Totally. The newsletter has a link if you'd like to find out more about King's. Okay, ready for our career spotlight.
Always.
Today, it's photographer. It's a really broad field, right?
It is.
I
Yeah.
mean, you've got photographers specializing in everything from fashion and portraiture to photojournalism and scientific imaging.
Oh, and don't forget nature photography.
Of course. And there's a video mentioned in the newsletter that goes into some of the more practical aspects of this career. Things like potential earnings, typical working hours, and the different path you can take to get into the industry.
Those kinds of insights are so helpful because it's one thing to say, oh, I want to be a photographer, but it's another thing to understand what that actually looks like day to day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about that age-old question, the value of a degree. According to data reported by the BBC, over a lifetime, people with a degree can potentially earn significantly more than those without. Like we're talking about 250,000 pounds more for women and 170,000 pounds more for men.
Wow, that's a big difference. But it's important to remember that those are just averages, right?
Right, of course.
Individual earnings will always depend on a whole bunch of factors, like what you studied, your career path, your individual skills and ambition, all of that.
Absolutely. But it does give you a general idea of the potential financial benefits that come with higher education.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, I think we've pretty much covered everything from that massive collection of resources.
We have, haven't we?
We talked about understanding the complexities of autism, apprenticeships in theater, and at DHL, virtual work experience with some of those big global companies studying in the Czech Republic, and even the potential lifetime earnings associated with a degree.
It's amazing how many different paths and opportunities are out there. And remember, the newsletter has links to all the resources we mentioned, so if anything piqued your interest, definitely go and explore those further.
Yeah, do your own research. See what resonates with you. Okay, here's a final thought to leave you with. Given all the different paths and the potential financial implications we talked about, what unexpected field or opportunity, based on all the information we just uncovered, might be worth taking a second look at? Something you might not have considered before.
Food for thought.
Until next time.
See you then.